Now, scientists are warning that across Siberia, ground normally frozen all year round is thawing. This releases huge amounts of greenhouse gases, making the problem of global warming even worse. In the second of his reports from the remote Yakutia region, our Moscow correspondent Steve Rosenberg looks at how thawing permafrost is affecting not just the climate, but the landscape and livelihoods in Siberia.
Something rather strange is happening in Siberia. In the town of Churapcha, these are the scars of climate change. Rising temperatures mean that the frozen ground, the permafrost, is thawing, leaving a Siberian Teletubby land of mounds and hollows, ponds and lakes. It means less pasture land and more trouble getting around.
Climate change has been causing all kinds of problems here. Where we're driving now was completely flat. 20 years ago, there was actually an airport here, and this was the runway. But because the permafrost has been thawing, the ground has fallen away. The result? No more planes here now.
Siberia has a whole city built on permafrost. Yakutsk.
Now we stay in 12 meters on the surface.
Deep underground, they're monitoring the rate at which the soil is thawing. Because that affects not just the city, but the climate too.
And this is the permafrost, yeah?
Yes, it's permafrost. You see this layer, it's enriched the organic matter, the shrubs, grass
And what happens when the permafrost thaws?
Organic matter contains a lot of gases, greenhouse gases, and when permafrost thawing, they can go into air.
So the more the permafrost thaws, the more gases go into the atmosphere, yeah?
Absolutely right.
Scientists believe that this year's forest fires in Siberia have accelerated permafrost thawing as far north as the Arctic Circle, contributing to global warming. But back in Churapcha, Ilya has no time to think about the fate of the planet. He's too busy plugging holes to try to stop this permafrost pond from becoming a lake and washing away the house he's building. All the scrap he can find, he's dumping to insulate the permafrost. As for the house, like all the buildings here, stilts are essential to avoid that sinking feeling.
They say that global warming started, so I don't know what's going to happen. But I'll leave that to my children to solve that problem. I'm too old to do it.
But what will Siberia be like for Ilya's children if climate change isn't tackled now? At risk are whole communities and livelihoods. As it is, the land here, bizarre, disfigured, is already a permanent reminder that change is happening. Steve Rosenberg, BBC News, Siberia.